Music to my ears. What is that radio static? I'm not talking about QR Nancy or QR Mary, but that radio static that's always there and will always be there. What is that? Where does it come from? Recently, I found this show on Amazon Prime. It's called Adam, and I thought it was a movie, but no, it's a series. It's a bunch of stuff. So I started watching it, and basically, what it was. The part of what I was watching is. It was basically the whole history on how we discovered nuclear physics, atoms, electrons, neutrons, how all that worked, and the discovery of it. There's more physicists than Einstein involved in this, but there was a part in the show that kind of freaked me out, and here it is. In season 1, episode 2, right about here, he gets into talking about the Bell Labs radio telescope. This is not running anymore. It's still there. It's in New Jersey. But this part was really interesting. I'm going to play a little bit of it.
This giant piece of sadly rusting machinery is the Bell Labs horn antenna in New Jersey. It's in fact a radio telescope. But rather than looking like the more traditional satellite dish, it has this huge horn-like structure that could be rotated round to face the sky.
So he's going to go on and on and on. You can watch this yourself, but basically,
it's a bit like a giant hearing aid.
From what
it could pinpoint very, very weak signals.
From what had gone on in the video up to this point is they detected some kind of something in the air. They were wondering what is it, and the two scientists by the name of Penzias and Wilson in 1965 used this telescope because they thought that, I don't know, you watch the video, but they wanted to use this to see if they could detect what that sound was, what that particle, what was it? So this is a giant radio telescope, and they kept picking up this sound over and over. So they went inside, they cleaned it, they cleaned all the bird poop out of this thing, they scrubbed it down, rotated the telescope round and round, still heard this sound. What the sound was: cosmic microwave background radiation. So that was kind of like a what? That radio sound that you hear behind all the QRN, all the static, all the lightning crashes, that constant radio sound is basically radiation from the Big Bang that you're listening to. So you're listening to history from millions and millions of years ago. Isn't that something, folks? So that means if I can find an SDR that's way away from everything and is picking up absolutely no man-made or atmospheric noise whatsoever, let's go over here and try it. Let's try this one. Just got to find a really clean one here that's just solid, nothing. No radio signals, nothing. Let's see if this one will do it. So right here, a really dead, there's nothing here. Barely anything. This is the sound of radiation from the Big Bang, according to what I don't understand. So when I started in ham radio, basically the first receiver I had was a Hallicraftis SX100. It's really old, 1960s, probably 50s. It had a notch filter in there. I never really figured out what the hell that does. It seemed to change the tone. I don't know if it really filtered anything. I probably didn't understand what I was doing when I was using it, but I just turned it off. I never used it. So all through my early years in ham radio, the radios I had never had any filtering or noise reduction or anything. If there was static, lightning crashes, whatever, I would just crank up the volume even more to hear that weak signal. And that was fun. That was fun to hear that guy way down in the mess, way down in this static. And it wasn't this static, it was probably atmospheric noise, which is QRN. QRM is when you're being interfered with man-made stuff like people jamming. QRN is naturally made stuff, well, from machines and other stuff. It's not radio interference from other operators. But anyway, that's another subject. So since then, I've never really liked noise blankers, noise reduction, any kind of filtering. I never really, I mean, they're cool. I mean, yeah, it's amazing what you can do with a filter, but I just don't like it. I don't know why. I'm a weirdo, I guess. But to me, the true spirit of ham radio is having that volume cranked up and just trying to really, really, really listen and pick that signal out of all that mess, all that static, all that background noise. To me, that's appealing. I never really want to knock that down. I like that part of the ham radio, especially on the HF bands. So there you go, folks. There's my little spiel on radio static and what it is and what I think it is from this stuff I've been looking up. I'm not a scientist. I'm not even an extra class. But this stuff's interesting, and I thought I'd throw that up for you. Enjoy and have a good one from your old pal, CLG. Bye-bye.